What's up? I'm DJ Hazmat.
Yeah, and I'm Matty Wills.
And
Welcome to Mad
welcome
Mad Live. I'm
to
sorry,
Man Met
that's
Live,
too
the
far.
post game brought to you by Jack Daniels.
Yeah, Jack Daniels has always made whiskey, and if they have it their way, they always will. But there's one thing Jack can't make more of, and that is moments.
Those are on us to create. So let's make sure we're making the most of every moment we have.
Yeah, buddy.
Make it count.
Need a
Jack
lot of that
Daniels,
tonight.
please drink responsibly.
Need a lot of that tonight.
Keep going. Tennessee
Jack,
whiskey.
40% alcohol by volume, Jack Daniel Distillery, Lynchburg, Tennessee.
Jack Daniels and old number 7 are registered. Here's a word from our sponsor. Put the bottle down.
I've always wanted to do that.
I've always wanted to do that.
We'll have one of everything. I always wanted to do this.
I always wanted to do that!
Next round on me.
Man, oh man.
Man. We were, you could feel it in the air. I felt like it was like divine intervention.
Yeah.
I felt like, is this really our year? You know what I'm saying?
It felt like it. It felt like it, bro.
Man, it felt like, it must be the end of the world. All of the seas are parting for the Browns. Patrick Mahomes goes down early in the second half. They break out the fossil of Chad Henne. And though he throws the craziest interception ever in the history of the playoffs, he still finds a way to make an old grizzly veteran play at the end of the game to save Kansas City from an imminent comeback and victory by the Browns. Congratulations to Kansas City. Damn it. Here we go, Brownies.
So the Browns lose 22-17, concluding a remarkable season, one that probably will get head coach Kevin Stefanski the Coach of the Year award, I would imagine. I don't know who else they can give it to at this point, especially after the Steelers, after they started 11-0. Maybe some people thought it would go to Tomlin, but the way they collapsed down the end of the season, that head coach of the year award should be Kevin Stefanski's to lose. It doesn't do anything to, help us in this moment as we suffer at the end of the day and I know this is a fresh wound, and we'll get to all our features, game ball, report card, and whatever the rest of our features are in a minute, but it's a bad loss, in my opinion. Like when Mahomes went down, okay, first of all, we left at least 10 points on the board in the first half. We'll say 6. Hold on. Let me get this out, bro.
Okay.
Well, I'm going to just say this. I know it's a fresh wound, and I know it's not the right quote-unquote thing to say right now. The Browns should have won this game. Patrick Mahomes going out in the second half in the manner that he did, the Browns should have won this game. And just like you said, the fossil of Chad Henne scampering for 18 yards or whatever it was, that was a bad play. And the Achilles heel of the Cleveland Browns all year long was their defense, opportunistic, creating turnovers when it was time to, but today created one turnover, almost gave us the game, but they didn't do enough. The bend but don't break mentality. We bend too much today at the end of the day.
Well, I mean, I'm not going to argue with you, Matt. I tried to go out like, I'm trying
Shout
to
out to Jack Daniels.
We had a great season. Nobody expected us to be here. They expected us to get blown out.
True.
They expected it to be a lopsided victory. They didn't even cover the spread in Vegas. So if you bet with the Kansas City Chiefs, it was +10, you lost. So they didn't expect anything out of us. The Browns, we did some things this year, and we showed people that, the Browns are here. Whether you want to believe it or not, am I disappointed that they let Chad Henne make some plays on him? Of course I am. You know what I'm saying? But I would rather go out with Chad Henne making plays on me than Patrick Mahomes killing us, because he was killing us until he hurt that toe. And then we eventually, Mac Wilson took him out of the game with that concussion. So let's get on to our features of the
So let me ask you this. You want to tweak this? You want to just do a game ball? Because this is our last football show of the year. And we appreciate everybody that's been riding with us, dropping comments, watching every week. It's a bunch of you that have been watching every week. We greatly appreciate you. And we will be doing a basketball show at some point. We'll pick that up. But this is our last football show. So, do we want to give a game ball for the season? Or do you want to just give it for the game? Because everybody saw what happened today, bro.
Well, you have to get one for the game. We've done it all year. If you want to get one for the season, we can just make that an addition because this is the last show. And I forgot to send that. While we're sitting here and you go through your, what are we doing first?
Game ball.
Go ahead. Who will your game ball go to?
I would just actually make it for the game and the season. I'm gonna give my game ball to Baker Mayfield. I became a believer of Baker Mayfield during the course of this season. It was the second half of the season when I told you that I was off the Baker hater bandwagon. And I truly believe that he's shown enough to earn that long franchise quarterback contract. I can tell you 100%, I don't want to go back to the draft and get to looking again. We all saw how that's gone over the last decade, 15, 20 years since the Browns have come back to Cleveland. So I'm willing to say that the game ball today, Baker played his ass off, man. He gave you a chance to win it at the end of the game. That's all you can ask for, going against the Super Bowl champion, the defending MVP, who eventually did go out, as we just talked about. But I'm going to give my game ball for this game, even though he lost, and the season, to Baker Mayfield. I think he's done enough to earn that and earn the respect of Browns fans everywhere.
Only the same thing I've been saying all season, but you go right on ahead, and I'm just happy to hear that 100%. You finally come around to the orange side. What I'm saying? 100%. And stop, doubting this man's abilities. Okay, and yes, but since you gave the game ball to Baker, I'm gonna have to go somewhere else on the team and give my game ball, and I'm really gonna have to take the stitches out of the game ball and somehow split it into a half and give half of the game ball to
much Jack
Njoku. I'm gonna give half a game ball to Njoku, who was making plays all day long. I'm gonna give half a game ball to Njoku, and then I have to give the other half to Hollywood Higgins. These two guys were balling out, and I know that Hollywood Higgins had the unfortunate incident in the first.
You know that Hollywood Higgins cost us the game. This is what I'm gonna say, man. Jack Daniels is making me say right now, Hollywood Higgins cost us the game. But proceed, my dog.
First, you said something else cost us the game. Now he cost.
Lots of things cost us the game.
A lot of things can cost you a game.
100%.
If hindsight is 2020 in any playoff game, if you're the one that makes the mistakes, then you're the one that's probably going to lose. We made the mistakes today. We made the mistakes. Hollywood Higgins losing that ball was a mistake. Baker Mayfield throwing an interception in the second half, though you gave him the game ball, but you didn't mention his interception.
Well, it didn't lead to any points, but I give you that. But
what could we have used the most at the end of this game? Because points wasn't really a factor.
Time.
Exactly. So what did it lead to? A waste of freaking time 100%. On the clock. So if we had time left on the clock at the end, I don't think Chad Henne could have beat us. But if you're going to do the little plays they did at the end, he can do those. This man has been in the league for how many years? I have to Google his career to see how long Chad Henne,
13 years, they said it. 13 years. 13, first playoff pass today.
Listen, man, so he's not just going to come out there and scrub it up. Just like if something was to happen to Baker, God forbidding, we would expect who's our backup again?
Right, who knows? I see a lot of.
I'm just saying, we would expect him to come in and do a couple of plays and get us through.
I feel you, and everybody's saying that Higgins didn't cost us the game. It was the lack of the call that cost us the game. If you saw our halftime show, Has said it best. Calls are going to be made and calls are going to be missed. It's all a part of the game. Whether you're playing basketball, football, baseball, you can't put the game on the refs. Go ahead.
I'll say this about the call. Imagine if the role was reversed and it was our player who made the guy fumble the ball. Would you want them to throw the flag on him in the playoffs?
Yes, we want the call to be made, but
would you want them to throw that flag on us and,
Right.
and give them the ball back in that situation after he made a hell of a play, knocked the ball loose, caused the touchback? You would be happy if they overturned that and said, no, the Browns defender led with his helmet.
Listen, if he didn't tackle him with his helmet and he tackled him with his arms instead, Higgins still dropped the ball. Hold on to the ball, big dog. Inch away from the goal line, the goal post, and
Daryl Gay said Higgins didn't
changes the whole complexion of the game. So the next thing that we like to do is we like to grade head coach Kevin Stefanski. We call it the report card. Play along with us. Drop your report card grade for both this game and the season. Now, Haz, you mentioned at halftime too, bro. Stefanski wasn't calling plays last week, and the Browns offense executed a little better in the first half. We can obviously add the fact that there were some turnovers in the first quarter of that game last week that aided the offense. But at the end of the day, yeah, you were right. Stefanski wasn't here last week, and the offense looked a little bit better. I will say that the game plan today for the Browns was there. I feel like the game plan to win the game was there. Your players did not live up to what they were supposed to live up to. So on Kevin Stefanski today, I'm gonna give him a report card grade. We lost the game at the end of the day. I give him a B minus, C plus. Splitting hairs at the end of the season though, and I expect him to win the Coach of the Year. I'm gonna give him an A. The guy was a rookie head coach, never coached from the head coaching position in the NFL before he got the Cleveland Browns. Took over one franchise that was one of the, I don't know if anybody thought that this was a coveted job in the NFL, but he took over a job that hadn't been going well in the last couple of seasons, to say the least, and he took them to the second round of the playoffs, something that I haven't seen. The 1994 playoff run that was the last time we won a playoff game, right? 1994. I didn't watch that game. I was 11 years old. So I'm going to give head coach Kevin Stefanski an A for the season, and I give him a C plus for the day. You lost. I can't give him a B.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. I was confused. I was like, is this A for the season? Because it couldn't have been for this game.
Nah, not for the game.
You know how they say some tests are graded on a curve. When it's graded on a playoff curve, that's just a little steeper curve for you to get to. You know what I mean? So when you don't make wise coaching decisions in a playoff game, I don't care if it happens in the first quarter, second quarter, second half, they can all end up costing you at the end of the game. So that is the point. Every minute, every quarter matters when it's a playoff game. Every decision you make from beginning to end. So it took him a little bit of time of the game to get it together. Basically, maybe towards the end of the second quarter, for us to have an offense that was able to just go on and get in the end zone.
Right.
Which is what we should have been doing from the beginning. They were sputtering in the beginning. I don't know if you want to call it players, if it's the players, but at the end of the day, as a manager, if my department is messing up, the ultimate reflection is on me. So if I don't have my team ready, mentally prepared to go from the jump, then they're going to get off to a slow start. And that's what the Browns did. But this is the exact team you cannot get off to a slow start with. And even though we were on a comeback, but it was too little too late at the end of the day. You had the plays to be made throughout the game. You didn't make them in crucial moments where we could have scored, whether didn't get a field goal or there was a penalty that happened. You know what I mean? So we were the ones making the mistakes. And that's how you end up losing a playoff game. And I was alive when they won a playoff game in 94.
I was alive, but I wasn't watching. I don't know what I was doing.
94, I was something for. I have a 0 at the end of my birthday year. So so if I'm gonna grade him today, I'd give him a C, and a solid C. It's not.
What about for the season though? What do you give him for the season though?
Oh, for the season, and I'm gonna grade him. This is like extracurricular. This is extra credit what he's doing right now, because we weren't supposed to be in the divisional round of the playoffs with a rookie head coach first year, with a quarterback that nobody believed in. You know what I'm saying? But here we are, and we got rid of one of our foes. We shut them up this year. We didn't really shut up Baltimore. They did lose the day before us, but so far, Baker, as a quarterback who was drafted in the same draft as Lamar Jackson, has equaled his success in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? And their third
Lamar does have an MVP, but
You heard what I said
In
though.
the playoffs, I got
Why
you.
did I have to? I didn't say anything about MVP.
I'm just saying. I don't want
that
that
up.
fact
I'm
to get
just
lost.
trying to. Can we
I
let the
don't want
Browns
that
fans
fact
feel?
to get
I'm
lost.
trying to help the Browns fans. It's therapy after this thing. Don't want to. Okay.
My bad. I got to bring a
The
little realism
MVP
back
that
into
threw
the
a pick
show every now
six
and
in
again.
the MVP that threw a pick six in the end zone of a playoff game. Let's remind everybody of that. That's the knock on him, that he will make a throw like that in a
Great
crucial
point.
moment in a big
Great
game.
point.
He lost that game for them pretty much. You wouldn't argue that Baker lost the game for us per se. He did make a mistake in the game that held us back from coming back, but it wasn't the ultimate play to lose us the game. Lamar Jackson lost the game.
I want to make a point before. Did you grade Stefanski on the season before I make my point?
I'm gonna give him a B plus
on the season. A B plus might get him coach of the year
on the season. If I said I was separating it, season he gets an A because his first year he got him to the postseason. I have to give him an A for the whole season. As all right, let me coach. Go ahead.
Now it was a long year, and the Browns have had a lot of ups and a lot of downs throughout the course of the season. And one player in particular who we could have definitely used,
here we go,
was this dude.
What is the timing of this?
Hold on, because this is our last football show of the season, and Odell Beckham Jr. is a member of the Cleveland Browns. So let me just make my point.
You was planning this prop.
Let me just make my point.
Why is that the only Browns gear that you have?
Odell Beckham, I got a hat too. Odell Beckham Jr. We need Odell. I know he's a diva. I know he's a princess.
This is crazy talk right now.
I know. Hold on, dog.
This is the talk right now.
The next time we convene,
sir.
The next time we convene on this platform, we're gonna be talking about the Cleveland Cavaliers. And listen, I don't know if you've been watching, but those shows won't be as entertaining as talking about these Cleveland Browns. But I just want to say this: going into next season, dog. Going into next season, dog. I'm excited to get Odell Beckham Jr. back on this team. We don't have anybody on this team who can take the lid off of a defense. You saw Nick Chubb and you saw Kareem Hunt do what they did as runners this season. Think about what they can do when the team playing defense has to double team number 13 every play. It's going to change the complexion. And I think that we've seen enough from head coach Kevin Stefanski to believe that he can make it work, dog. I'm just saying. I'm looking forward to getting
lost the first division.
So I can't say
played in 16 years. So you want to go on an Odell carousel?
I'm just saying that I cannot wait.
What is that even a word?
Hold on, big dog. I just want to say I can't wait till Odell Beckham Jr. plays for the Cleveland Browns again. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Right.
I don't know
you
why
like Odell. Can we deal with what just happened?
Shout out to Jack.
Odell wasn't a part of this. If we need Odell to do anything right now, is to stop guaranteeing wins before they happen on Twitter.
Listen,
and speaking
we can't be mad at what these young dudes do on social media. We know that's what they're gonna do. This is what their life is. They grew up with this. What can Odell do for you between those yard lines on the football field on Sunday?
I hadn't heard from Odell all season until that tweet. And all the success that we've had, I haven't heard Odell speak anything about the Cleveland Browns on any tweet. What
does that mean?
Why now? Why right before the Kansas City game he want to pull something? Because
he plays for the Browns.
But he gonna be like, don't be surprised when they win.
Yeah,
that's a guarantee.
Hey man, come on. Don't be one of the
bring up Odell.
Don't be one of the get off my lawn old guys.
Odell
come on, man.
Back quiet, just like he been all season.
Nah, man. Let Odell be Odell, man. Let him be Odell.
Listen, I'm not about to be on the whole conversation.
Yeah, let's give them.
I like
the people what they want.
Beckham Jr.'s talent. And if Odell is willing to fit into the system
that
is the Cleveland Browns, I think he will be a great addition to our offense. But we don't need him.
Right. Can I tell you something? So I'm watching Game of Thrones because I never finished it. And they just said in one of the episodes, everything that you say before but is BS. So you just gave Odell all those accolades for no reason, man. I want Odell back on this team because I feel like when we get into these games, when we get into these kind of dog fights, we got a guy on our team like a Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill won the game for the Chiefs. The quarterback went out, and Tyreek Hill made the plays.
I didn't hear from Tyreek Hill too much in the second half.
Yeah,
what are you talking about? He won the game for them.
You heard from him on the first drive of Chad Henne when he went straight at Denzel Ward, and it was just a man-on-man play.
The game was there to be had. Kansas City was not running away from this game. Tyreek Hill wasn't going crazy. You're going to look at his – I need to pull up the stats. You better be –
Andy Reid showed some moxie and gave Chad Henne the ball to win the game at the end of the game.
You sound like a Kansas City Chief fan.
I'm not, dog. Come on, man. All right, come on, man. Let's go back to celebrating the Browns, man. The Browns had a gregreat season.
That's all I want to do.
Shout out to Jack Daniels. Jack Daniels came on, what was that, week 8? Held us down. And we appreciate them 100%. And, of course, me and Haz will be talking basketball again. Bro, I'm not sure if you've been paying attention to them Cavs. They've been winning. I mean, they're around 500. I'm not mad at them.
Can I say this about the Brown season? Listen.
For sure.
Here's why the Brown season was so wonderful. Like anything that could have happened after last week was just a bonus. It was just like icing on the cake. What happened last week, and Chandra had brought this up. This is a good point. Beating the Steelers in the playoffs, also knocking them out, was almost as good as. Well, see, I don't like that. I love where your comment is going, but I hate when the Pittsburgh Steelers try to compare us beating them to a Super Bowl. You're not the pinnacle of the NFL. Yes, we want to beat you, but no, you are not the Super Bowl. So just cut it out with that equivalent. But I'll tell you what it is for us, us hate and having the bad luck that we have never won in Heinz Field. We had never beat Ben Roethlisberger in Heinz Field, and we hadn't won a playoff game since '94. And the last time we were playing a playoff game, it was against those Pittsburgh Steelers. Before they had Ben Roethlisberger, and we had a lead on them, and we gave it up and lost. So there's a lot of history in us beating their ass. You know what I'm saying? So getting that out of our system on the way to being a prominent team is something that I can just, we'll just keep rocking that Browns is the Browns song for now. Wow. You know what I mean? And feel good, because this isn't a disappointment. What happened today? I mean, I'm disappointed. But I'm not disappointed. You understand what I'm saying? Because everybody lost before us. You know what I'm saying? We were the last AFC North team standing, and we stood tall.
And we went through the Steelers to become that team.
And everybody else folded like some Pittsburgh and Baltimore went out like some suckers, and we stood tall. You know what I mean? So you have nothing to hold your head for, Cleveland Browns.
Shout out to the Browns. Thank you for an amazing season. Again, we talked about this a few weeks ago. Has the first season of Matt and Matt Live, and the Browns take it all the way into the second round of the NFL playoffs. So we will definitely be excited about coming back to talk Browns next season. But we definitely want y'all to hang out with us. I know we talked tentatively about having our NBA shows on Sunday, so we'll be organizing that real soon. But yeah,
sending out the link. Make sure you tell all your peoples. Matt and Matt is going to continue into the Cavs season
and talk NBA as well. Regular NBA.
Talk Cavs.
We're gonna be talking Cavs, but we also be talking regular
Andre
NBA. Andre Drummond's been.
It's gonna be fun. We're just gonna have fun. We're gonna try to make it relatable to everybody.
And again, shout out to Jack Daniels. I think next season, Haz might need 2 bottles, or at least a fifth and a pint of something. He gonna need something.
Hey, look, bro, you gonna need a few less, because you went straight in on the riding the jockstrap of OBJ at the end of a playoff loss.
No, I'm being honest, man. I think he would have made a difference in today's game.
I don't want to go back down that road.
Okay. We appreciate y'all for kicking it with us. Obviously, Matt been around for years.
Hey, what's happening? Yeah, we love everybody.
Shout out to PJ for hooking that up with Jack. Shout out to everybody that's been hanging out with us. Yeah, you do, bro.
I still have to make
it.
But I got to make something that's going to make the Browns feel better about what happened today. So I'm going to do my best to go in the lab right after this and come up with something nice, so that when we wake up Monday morning, we don't have to feel defeated. You know what I'm saying? Because the Browns achieved a lot this year, and this is just the beginning. You know
Absolutely.
What I mean? So we appreciate y'all being with us. And like he said, we are signing off for the first season of Matt and Matt Live. I'm
Yeah.
DJ Hazmat.
Yeah, and I'm Matty Wills. Shout out to Jack Daniels.
See you with the Cavs. Peace out.